Amélie walked through the corridors of the Grand Hotel with a tray in her hands, ready to attend to the whims of demanding guests. Her impeccable uniform contrasted with the simplicity of her gestures, but it was her warm smile that lit up the shadowy hallways of the lodging mansion. That morning, like so many others, she found herself immersed in her routine, focused on her tasks. However, something unexpected was about to happen. As she crossed a corridor, Amélie saw a young, elegant man approaching. Their eyes met for a brief instant, and something magical seemed to happen between them. Oliver, the young millionaire staying at the hotel, was lost in his own thoughts when he saw Amélie for the first time. Her simple beauty and gentle manner immediately captured his attention. For a fleeting moment, time seemed to slow, and the world around them disappeared, leaving just the two of them in a universe of their own. Even though the encounter was brief, it left an indelible mark on both their hearts. As Amélie continued her routine, she could not get that moment out of her mind. And Oliver, in turn, felt compelled to learn more about the chambermaid who had captured his imagination. And so, in that casual meeting, Amélie and Oliver's destinies intertwined, launching them on a path of love and discovery that would change their lives forever. As the days passed, fate seemed to conspire to bring Amélie and Oliver together again in the corridors of the luxurious hotel. What began as casual encounters became a series of shared moments, in which trivial conversations turned into deep and revealing dialogues. With each meeting, Amélie and Oliver discovered more about each other. They shared childhood stories, aspirations for the future, and even little secrets they had never revealed to anyone. Surprisingly, they realized they had many interests and dreams in common, despite the differences in their social backgrounds. For Amélie, each encounter with Oliver was like a breath of fresh air in her monotonous life. She had never imagined that someone like him could be interested in a simple chambermaid like her, and yet there they were, connected in a way she could never have predicted. For Oliver, every moment with Amélie was a revelation. He was used to the superficial and frivolous world of high society, but Amélie made him see life in an entirely new way. Her sincerity and authenticity charmed him, and he longed for every opportunity to be by her side. Thus, what began as a casual meeting quickly evolved into a deep and meaningful connection, transcending the social and emotional barriers that separated them. Amélie and Oliver were falling in love, and nothing else mattered beyond the burning feeling between them. After a few weeks of secret encounters in the hotel corridors, Oliver decided it was time to take his relationship with Amélie to the next level. He was determined to do something special for her, something that would mark the beginning of an even more significant journey together. So, Oliver meticulously prepared to invite Amélie to dinner. He chose the most exquisite restaurant in the city, where tables were adorned with glowing candles and waiters wore elegant attire. He wanted it to be an unforgettable night, where they could lose themselves in each other without the distractions of the outside world. When the time finally came, Oliver approached Amélie with a nervous smile on his lips. He invited her to dinner with a kindness that only heightened his charm. Amélie, surprised and delighted by the invitation, accepted without hesitation. The restaurant was a true oasis of sophistication, yet the atmosphere was surprisingly relaxed. Oliver and Amélie found a table in the corner, where they could enjoy the privacy and intimacy they so desired. Throughout the night, they lost themselves in laughter and conversation, sharing funny stories and dreams for the future. The food was delicious, but the real feast lay in their exchanged glances and the smiles that lit up their faces. For Amélie and Oliver, that first planned meeting was more than a simple meal. It was a moment of deep connection, where they realized they were destined to be together, no matter what obstacles might arise. And that night, the love between them blossomed even more, becoming something so beautiful and powerful that nothing could stop it. Between walks in the park and starry nights, the love between Amélie and Oliver flourished like a beautiful flower blooming under the spring sun. Every shared moment was like a painting in motion, where the vibrant colors of passion blended into a canvas of happiness and tenderness. Amélie and Oliver could not have been more different in terms of background and social status, but these differences became insignificant in the face of the intensity of their feelings for each other. In each other's arms, they found refuge from the outside world, where judgments and prejudices had no place. Their walks in the park were full of laughter and playfulness as they wandered among the trees and winding paths. Each shared moment strengthened the bonds between them, and with every step together, their love grew deeper and truer. At night, under the starlight, Amélie and Oliver shared confidences and dreams, lost in conversations that lasted until dawn. In each other's arms, they found comfort and security, as if nothing else mattered beyond that moment of pure happiness. For Amélie and Oliver, the awakening of love was like a dream come true, a journey of discovery and enchantment that would change their lives forever. And as they surrendered to each other, they knew they were writing together a story of eternal love, where differences were not obstacles but the essence of their union. The passionate relationship between Amélie and Oliver did not escape the watchful and judgmental eyes of Oliver's wealthy and traditional family. From the moment they learned of the romance between the young millionaire and the simple chambermaid, they vehemently opposed the union, considering it inappropriate and dishonorable for someone of Oliver's position. The obstacles that arose in Amélie and Oliver's path were like towering rocks in a turbulent river, threatening to separate the couple who loved each other so deeply. The pressure from Oliver's family was intense, full of reprimands and veiled threats, all aimed at driving Amélie out of his life forever. Amélie, for her part, faced an agonizing dilemma. She loved Oliver more than anything, but she did not want to be responsible for bringing sorrow and discord into his life. She felt out of place in the glamorous and extravagant world he inhabited, fearing that her humble origins would become an insurmountable burden for them as a couple. Despite the challenges and adversities they faced, Amélie and Oliver refused to give up on the love that united them. They were determined to fight against expectations and social conventions, believing that what mattered was what they felt for each other, not what others thought of them. Thus, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles, Amélie and Oliver were willing to face everything together, confident that the love they shared was stronger than any opposition they might encounter. They were determined to prove that true love knows no barriers and does not bow before social conventions. As the pressure from family and society increased, Oliver found himself facing a painful decision: to choose between following the path laid out by the expectations of his social class or following his heart and staying by Amélie's side. For Oliver, this was a choice that tormented him day and night. On one hand, he had the comfort and security of his privileged position, where everything was planned and predetermined. On the other hand, he had the burning, genuine love he felt for Amélie, a feeling that consumed him and made him feel more alive than ever before. Amélie, in turn, faced her own internal battle. She refused to be seen as an obstacle in Oliver's life, someone who would drag him down because of her humble origins. Yet, her love for him was so deep and sincere that she could not imagine her life without him by her side. As Oliver and Amélie wrestled with their own doubts and fears, time seemed to drag on, each moment heavy with uncertainty and anguish. The weight of social expectations seemed overwhelming, threatening to separate the couple who loved each other so much. But despite all the pressures and obstacles, there was a flame of hope burning inside them. They knew that, in the end, they could only follow their hearts and fight for the love they shared. And together, they were determined to face any challenge life threw at them, confident that true love would always find a way to prevail. The crucial moment arrived when Oliver's love for Amélie would be tested and proven before everyone. Confronted with the unbearable pressure of his family and society, Oliver knew he could no longer postpone the decision that would change the course of his life forever. With a heavy yet determined heart, Oliver summoned his courage and faced his family and friends gathered for a special occasion. The atmosphere was thick with tension and anticipation as everyone waited to see what the young millionaire's decision would be. Then, in a gesture of true and unwavering love, Oliver spoke and declared his love for Amélie in front of everyone. His words were sincere and full of emotion, echoing through the luxurious halls like a hymn of hope and courage. Amélie, moved and with tears in her eyes, looked at Oliver with a mixture of surprise and gratitude. She had never imagined that someone like him would be willing to face so much for the sake of loving her. The silence that followed was deafening, as Oliver's family absorbed his words and processed the shock of the revelation. But gradually, Smiles of acceptance began to appear on the faces of those present, and soon applause echoed through the hall, celebrating Oliver's courageous and loving gesture. In that moment, Oliver and Amélie knew they had won. Their love had withstood the most difficult test of all, proving that nothing could separate them as long as they were together. And, with the support and acceptance of their loved ones, they were ready to face the future side by side as true soulmates. As time passed, Oliver's family began to see Amélie in a new light. The love and sincerity she radiated were so evident that they could no longer be ignored. Gradually, resistance gave way to acceptance, and eventually, to genuine affection. It was Amélie's kindness, her willingness to help others, and her generous heart that won over Oliver's family. She strove to be a positive presence in their lives, offering her unconditional support and unwavering love. Amélie's gestures did not go unnoticed. She became a constant presence at family events, always ready to help and participate in celebrations. Her kindness touched everyone who knew her, and soon she became an integral part of Oliver's family. For Oliver, seeing his family accept and welcome Amélie with open arms was an indescribable relief and joy. He knew he had made the right choice by following his heart and fighting for the love of his life. And so, the love between Amélie and Oliver proved to be stronger than any social barrier or familial resistance. Their bond was so deep and true that it transcended all expectations and prejudices. Together, they discovered that true love has the power to transform even the hardest hearts, uniting people from different backgrounds and worlds on a journey of happiness and fulfillment. The big day finally arrived for Amélie and Oliver, the day they would promise each other eternal love in front of their loved ones. The wedding ceremony was a moment of pure emotion and joy, where their love shone like a radiant star in the night sky. Amélie walked down the aisle, stunning in her white dress, with a radiant smile lighting up her face. Her eyes met Oliver's, who waited for her at the altar with his heart overflowing with love and gratitude. Every moment of the ceremony was full of meaning, from the celebrants' heartfelt words to the sincere vows they exchanged with one another. By exchanging rings, Amélie and Oliver sealed their union in a gesture of eternal love. The love they shared was strong and true, and nothing could shake their determination to build a life together, founded on understanding, companionship, and above all, unconditional love. After the ceremony, the newlyweds were greeted with applause and warm embraces from their friends and family. The wedding celebration was a joyful and loving affair, where everyone came together to celebrate Amélie and Oliver's union. As they danced together for the first time as husband and wife, Amélie and Oliver felt truly blessed to have found each other. They knew they were meant to be together, and that their lasting happiness would be the reward for all the struggles and challenges they had faced to reach this moment. And so, Amélie and Oliver began their journey as husband and wife, ready to face the future hand in hand, confident that as long as they had each other, nothing could stop them. Together they would build a life filled with love, adventures, and unforgettable moments, celebrating each day as the precious gift they shared. And thus, Amélie and Oliver's love continued to flourish and grow, enduring the test of time and the challenges life presented. They grew old together, facing every obstacle hand in hand, and celebrating every victory with radiant smiles and hearts full of gratitude. Despite the storms they endured, their love only strengthened over the years. Every difficult moment became an opportunity to grow closer, finding comfort and support in each other's arms. They traveled the world, exploring new places and living exciting adventures together. Each shared experience was a precious memory they held in their hearts, nurturing their connection and mutual love. And looking back on their journey, Amélie and Oliver knew they had lived a full and meaningful life, filled with love, joy, and accomplishments. They became an inspiring example for everyone around them, showing the world that true love can overcome any obstacle, uniting souls in ways that transcend boundaries and social differences. And so, Amélie and Oliver lived happily ever after, writing together the final chapter of their true and unwavering love story. Their legacy would endure forever, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of all who were fortunate enough to witness their extraordinary journey of love.